Okay, now that you already see the general scope of this regulation, I would like you to understand who actually is concerned by the consequences of the regulation and all the requirements. Let's start with data controller. This is an entity or a group of entities or people who are deciding on what kind of data they will be collecting and what will be the means and purpose of collecting this data. So for example, if you are operating an e-commerce business, you are most likely a company or a freelancer that has a website with the possibility of purchasing products off that website. This means that you are choosing to address your offer to individuals who will be using your website for buying products. So the means of collecting the data will be the website. Also, you are deciding on the purpose of collecting this information because you decide that you want to operate a business that will be selling products to individuals. So this makes you a data controller. Also, if you own a web or a mobile application that is providing any services such as time tracking or results tracking or sports achievements, you are the person or a company that is deciding that the product will consist of certain functionalities of the mobile application, that you will be collecting the information about the login or the geographic location or social media or anything else about the person that will be using the mobile application. And this makes you the data controller because you decide why and what for you will be using this data and what kind of information you will be collecting. On the other hand, if you are not the owner of this application, but you are providing certain support services, or you're solving specific problems relating to the technical issues that come up during the normal operations of this kind of application, you will be a data processor. This means that you will be processing the personal data on behalf and for the data controller. As long as you have access to this information and you have the right of making any operations on the personal data, you are the data processor. So what is data processing? It is any operation or a set of operations relating to the personal data. It means that it includes the data collection, data erasure, data consolidation, the organization and structuring of data, and data destruction, data use, and so on and so forth. So basically, anything that you will do with a specific information equals the data processing. Just to give you an example, if you have a user that is signing up for a newsletter on your website, you will first collect their name or the user ID for allowing them to receive emails. They will input the name, the email address, maybe some additional information on why they would like to receive the newsletter. Next, you will have this information in your systems so that you can contact this person, for example, by sending out the newsletters, but also if you have received a specific consent, you might want to offer them some other services. This means that you are processing the data for the purposes of making an offer. Next, you will be most likely structuring this information in some CRM systems. This could be a simple tool such as Excel, but it could also be something more advanced that allows you to track the behaviors of users, the fact of opening emails by them or responding to the offers that you make to them. This is also data processing. However, sometimes a user might want to give up on receiving the newsletter and they would not want to be on the email list anymore. So then they will click unsubscribe. As a next step, you will be legally obliged to erase this data from the system. As a consequence, you will make an operation on this information, which consists of deleting the data. At the end, this data will stop existing in your system, which means that you have stopped processing the data. I hope this is now more intuitive for you to understand. Obviously, similar way of thinking will apply to many other types of businesses and data processing. And if you're curious how it can look like in your specific business, your example, just feel free to send me a question via email. The link will be below this video.